And we have to trust God fully. And this also means, because by the way, the Israelites, even though they trusted God, they undid their trusting, they undid their faith through their grumbling and fear. They were constantly fearing, constantly grumbling, fearing, grumbling, grumbling, fearing, grumbling. That's how they undid their faith. So, in other words, when we trust God, we have to trust Him completely. In other words, we shut the back door of alternatives, we shut the back door of doubt, and we trust in Him completely. And that's why Jesus would say things like, any disciple who, or rather, anyone who follows me and looks back is not worthy to be my disciple. So, in other words, when we choose to follow God, we follow Him completely. We shut the back door of alternatives, we shut the back door, and we just follow Christ for who He is. And that's why, for me personally, I find that it's easier to follow Him when I get rid of all traditions of men, so to speak. Because if it's not written in the Word of God, honestly, I don't want any business in following it, because that might lead me to trust in something else, to have a backdoor, an alternative to something else. At the back of my mind, I'm thinking that if I do one, two, three, for instance, if I wear, I understand tradition, we wear uh, a coat. As men, have to wear a coat, a blazer, or something on top whenever we go to church to do the things of God. I can understand tradition. I'd rather leave tradition to tradition and leave the things of God as the things of God. If I don't see it in the Bible, I don't want anything to do with it. I just don't want anything to do with it. And not to say it's wrong in itself. Let's take a moment to remember Martha, um, who Jesus Christ, when he came, he visited the house of Martha, and Martha had a sister named Mary, and Mary was sitting down at the feet of Jesus, listening to his teaching, while Martha was going about trying to serve Jesus. And Martha was doing the right thing, but then Jesus told him that you are too worried and anxious about many things, but only one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen that one thing that's needful. So the problem wasn't that Martha was doing something that is wrong. So I'm not saying that other things are wrong. I'm just saying that sometimes we find that we're too distracted by things that are not needful. Jesus Christ said only one thing is needful. And that's why I understand, Mama, you took issue with going to churches where, they would say, no, when you eat the Holy Communion, you must do this, you must wear this, you must do that, and you must do this. And rightly so, because these things are just traditions that human beings came up with. And God is just saying, listen, there's one thing that's needful. Don't be distracted from that one thing that is needful. There's only one thing that's needful, and it's found in the Word of God. It is the Word of God, the one thing that is needful. So um, I want to give an example of things that are not wrong and things that we do and we should do, rightly so. But then I want to show us how perhaps sometimes we might have our priorities a bit mixed up. Um, we listen to what the weather says so that it can inform our dress code. We don't want to be underdressed on a cold day or to be overdressed on a warm day. So we listen to the weather to inform our dress code. We listen to what the market says so that we might know how to invest, what to invest in. We listen to the news, so that we can know what's going on in the world around us, and that will inform our behavior. Sometimes we listen to social media a bit too much to our own detriment, and we listen to a lot of things. But do we listen to the Word of God? Do we take time every day to listen to the Word of God? And let's remember that Jesus Christ said that He is the true bread that came down from heaven, right? He was comparing Himself to the manna, and today we read about the manna. The manna was to be collected every day. It was to be collected every day. And if Jesus Christ is the true bread from heaven, He's even greater than the manna. How much do we need Him? How much more do we need Him?